Hello everyone. It's been about a month since the last time I recorded a video, and I have reasons for that. So, the last one I did was, I believe it was the fourth part of Eternalthenia. I tried to record the next part, but about halfway through, my mic decided to disable itself. Yay. Now, I might record the next part after this. I'm not quite sure yet. But the main point of this video is that I'm going to start talking about HRT for a bit. Mainly that I'm not 100% decided yet, but I'm pretty certain I'm going to start it. I'm pretty sure I want to start it. Now, originally, when I first came out as trans, I was fully for it. After I had my dream of becoming a mother, I was going to start HRT. No. At first, I wanted to just start HRT. That was it. I briefly gave up my dream of being a mother, and it was very brief, until I met Colin, and then I was like, oh, never mind, I'm going to have a baby. And the baby came in a little bit sooner than I wanted, but it works out. Anyway, but then steadily I decided against it because I discovered I am a femboy. Now, if you don't know what that means, it's basically I'm a guy who sometimes acts like a girl. Sometimes acts, sometimes dresses, you know, that whole thing. Which on that note, if you're a trans man and you act girly, or if you're a trans woman and you act boyish, that's fine. It does not invalidate you. And whoever says so is wrong. If that's who you are, that's who you are. No one's going to change that, especially someone who doesn't understand. Back to my point. It wasn't until I became pregnant and I couldn't bind any longer because my breasts were getting sore and they were starting to grow and I couldn't bind anymore. It wasn't until that point that I was starting to reconsider again. Thinking, no, I think I do want to start HRT. But I wasn't sure yet. I wasn't certain at all. Still not completely certain. It was one day going to work that I couldn't wear my binder. Like, I was at work and it was really sore, and I normally didn't get that until the 8-hour mark or past that. So I was really concerned. I was like, something's not right here. Is it just that I've been wearing my binder so much that, you know, even wearing it for a little bit is hurting? Do I need to take a break? And I asked my best friend Finian about it. Like, does this ever happen to you? Because you wear it. He wears it all the time. And he says, no, he's perfectly fine. Occasionally, he might need a little bit of a break here and there, but I always take it off. I always took it off when I came home from work. I put it on in the morning before I went to work, or before I went to work. As soon as I came home, I took it off. So I had plenty of a break in between each time I bound. So I was really confused that something wasn't right. My husband mentioned, oh, you could be pregnant. I'm like, what? Turns out I was. Absolutely wonderful. Couldn't be happier. It's been my dream since I was 3 to be a mother, so 19 years. 19 years of having this biggest dream come, and finally it came true. Anyway, so from that point on, I wasn't able to bind because my breasts were going too big. My binder wouldn't fit me anymore. My little sports bra one sure as heck didn't, which I gave away, and I'm so happy about that. And I have 2 more binders I need to work on. So it wasn't until the end of June, going into July, that I tried to bind again. But I could only do it for about an hour or 2 at a time, and I only ended up doing it once because it hurt so bad within the first hour. I was like, well, shoot, I'm not ready yet. But it was really hard. Last year at Anthrocon, I was able to bind. And I did really well, and it was great. This year I couldn't, and it was really hard on me. In that time I bound, though, I did use the right bathroom, and I was so happy. For you trans guys, you get it. When you're able to use the right bathroom, you're so happy. You're probably a little uncomfortable because the guys in there are, like, giving you funny looks, like, you look like a girl. What are you doing in here? I know. I'm usually happy but uncomfortable walking into the men's restrooms because although it's the correct bathroom and I'm very happy that I have the courage to go use it, it's scary. Because if they find out you're a trans man instead of a man completely, I'm scared of what they're going to do. Thankfully, so far, no one said anything about it. I've gotten looks, like somebody's just like kind of glanced at me, but that's about it. But it's still a fear that they're going to try to hurt me or something because they feel like I don't belong. But it's a very nice sense of pride to be able to use the right bathroom and say, I'm in the right bathroom. This is where I belong. If anybody says anything, they're wrong. This is where I belong. You know, I may not necessarily have the right lower bits, and I may have to sit to use the toilet, but worth it. Anyway. Then the next time was actually on Sunday, a couple of days ago, when we went to the Renaissance Festival. I wore a binder again. Funny enough, my best friend gave me one of their binders that was too big for them, and at the time that they gave it to me, it was too big for me. I put it on, it fit great. And so I spent the day in a binder. But the best part is, I put it on at about 9:30 in the morning. It didn't start hurting till about 1 in the afternoon. And that's really great progress for me because, like I said, the last time that I wore one was less than an hour. And for it to last from 9:30 to about 1 o'clock is amazing. And it was only a little sore, and after a little bit of adjusting, it went away after a bit. But as soon as I got home, I took it off anyway, of course. I wore it from 9:30 in the morning till about 4:30 in the afternoon with only a little bit of soreness. And that's a wonderful feeling. But again, I still looked like a woman. Because looking down at my chest, it looked fine. But I looked at a picture that was taken of me. It still looked like I had breasts. And I personally think that's because I'm overweight. And I'm attempting to lose weight right now. I'm trying to walk every day. I'm trying to eat less. Not starving myself, but eating smaller portions than what I normally would. I can't say exactly how many calories I eat in a day, but I know it's a lot more than I should. And I need to eat less than that. But I also need to eat healthier, which is another thing I'm working on, which, as you can tell, I'm not doing a very good job. But I'm attempting. I really am, I promise. But I've been drinking a lot more water. Like, instead of soda, juice, or anything last night for dinner, I had water. Or no, it was yesterday for lunch, sorry. But anyway, since it's really hard for me to bind, it's really hard for me to say, it's hard for me to say that I'm a guy. Anyway, because it's hard for me to bind, of course, people look at me and say, that's a woman. Because they see giant breasts. Even when I wear my pin that says, I'm a guy, please use male pronouns, they don't see it. Because they say giant breasts and that's it. That's it. That's all I care about. And honestly, makes me a little uncomfortable that that's all I see and that's it. They just see breasts. Anyway, so because of that, of course, I'm getting a top surgery, but I'm really starting to consider starting HRT. Because even if I get a top surgery, I really feel like they're still going to look at me and see a girl. Because when I look in the mirror, I see a girl. See, my husband said not to worry about what other people think. It's really difficult, however, when I look in the mirror and I see a girl. Because I know that other people are going to look at me and see a girl. Some days, I feel like a guy. I just have giant tits, and I don't actually worry about it very much. And it's wonderful. But those days are so few and far between that most of the time it's just really, really hard. Anyway. So, I'm still not 100% decided, but I'm pretty certain in the end I'm going to be decided for it. But I think, however, I'm going to get my top surgery. I'm going to wait because I still haven't decided if I want to have another kid or not. And from what I know, it's really difficult to have a kid once you started HRT because of all the hormones. It's not 100% guarantee that I can't, but I'd much prefer, if I'm going to have another kid, have the kid, then start HRT. But I have to decide whether or not I want to have another kid. Right now, I'm perfectly content with my one child. But he's just a baby. So, I don't know. But like I said, after I get my top surgery, I'm going to see how I feel about stuff. I'm going to lose weight, see how I feel. If within the next year or within the next 2 years I decide this isn't enough, I'm going to start HRT. Okay. But I'm going to give it time. I'm not just going to say, I need to start HRT now, I have to do it. No, I want to give it time. Especially after I get my top surgery and I can start going shirtless. Technically, in Ohio, I can go shirtless anyway, but that's not going to help my cause. Anyway, so let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you've started T, if you want to start T, or for trans women, if you started estrogen, or if you want to start estrogen. If you don't want to put it in the YouTube comments, you can privately message me, or privately message me on YouTube. I'm, in fact, no longer using my other Tumblr. I haven't deleted it yet because I'm kind of like on a temporary hiatus for right now, just because it's really been depressing me lately. So your best bet will either be Facebook or Skype. Skype would probably be your best bet. I think you can still do private messages on YouTube, but I can't recall. Anyway, so I thank you guys for watching, and I really, really hope that you have a good day, week, month, year, so on and so forth, and please stay safe. And please don't forget that you are valid no matter what. Whether you're 5 years old and trans or 63 and trans, you're valid. Whether you pass or you can't pass to save your life. That came out really weird. Whether you can pass or you can't really pass that well, you're still valid. And to me, you pass perfectly. Bye, guys.